Waz. I am the product marketing manager for Batch Service, joined today by Landree and Morby. Today we're going to talk about how you can find the best real estate investment leads with the new and improved BatchLeads. Now we've got a ton of amazing new features in BatchLeads that were just released like a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. So they're super exciting and we're really excited to talk about them today. We'll just go ahead and jump right in. So Landree, the first thing I want to talk about is skip tracing and skip trace credits. For those of you who don't know, skip tracing is the process of tracking down right party contact information for property owners. And we've lowered the cost of skip tracing from 14 cents to just 9 cents per record. That's a pretty massive savings when you're skip tracing hundreds of thousands of records. And this is the same high quality skip tracing that our users have come to know and love over the years. So it's not like we're giving you the bottom of the barrel kind of stuff. You're getting the same high quality stuff. It's a big reason that a lot of investors have switched to BatchLeads is because of our skip tracing. On top of the lower skip trace costs, we've also introduced skip trace credits. So personal plans come with up to 1,000 free skip traces per month. So if you do the math, you're getting $90 back in your pocket each month. That's 250 credits for monthly personal basic and 1,000 for personal plus. It's an absolute steal, you guys. Just to have that in your pocket and be able to use those skip trace credits whenever you want, it is absolutely amazing. So Landree, can you walk us through skip trace credits and kind of how people can use them?
The skip tracing credits have been really easy to use because so many people getting started in Batch want to be able to pull up data and then get the phone numbers. So it's really made a massive impact for people, especially kind of starting in their journey, to not have to worry about putting money into their wallet or having a bunch of extra money in their budget, and they can just get the phone numbers and email addresses. So they've made it so easy within the system, whether you're pulling up. One of my favorite ways I've actually been using a lot is in my property search. When you're pulling up a list, it gives you the option right there rather than having to save it and wait for it to process and then get the phone numbers, just, making it a really tedious process. Basically, when you're saving a list, one of the ways that you can immediately get phone numbers on people is after you use your filters, of course, you can select the properties. And when you go to actually save the properties into your database, there's an option right here. So I'm going to just grab a random list and click next. And that's not going to cost me anything. So people that I'm wanting to immediately get phone numbers on, right when they get saved into my account, I can jump right into their details and get their phone numbers, not spend any money to have awesome data. So it's been awesome.
So let's get into property search. Let's talk about workflows. We've overhauled property search and my lists to make them a lot more intuitive and easy to use. You can find your leads in 3 steps. You choose your market, you choose your strategy, and then you narrow down your results. So Landree, can you walk through what like a typical workflow looks like for property search?
It's been really great with, like she's talking about, on workflows, because what you'll want to do, what I found is a really great way to start pulling these lists is to come in and choose your market. Of course, there's a boundary tool down here. Some people I talk to really like to focus in on a specific subdivision, but a lot of the time you might just come up here and be looking, let's say in a city. I'm going to let's go to Tampa, Florida, because I'm always going to Phoenix, and grab that in your search. So pick your market, and a really great next step is just choosing your strategy, because so many people, in the community and people using Batch are doing a good mix of both. But if you are focused on something really specific, like off market only, you can choose that and immediately start focusing on some of those coordinating quick lists that are coordinating with your strategy. So something that I've really liked about this new workflow is that if you are focusing on something very specifically, you can switch over and get those specific quick lists to what you're working on. So this is a great way to either pull something up really quickly based on your strategy, or to just go into your all filters up here that you guys are used to, with being able to stack things on top of each other and get really niche. So you have a couple different avenues depending on what you're trying to look for and how much time you want to spend on pulling your list. So down here, this little pencil icon, you have those same options that you guys have always had in kind of the previous version, but remember that you do have specific custom that sometimes gets missed, that you can draw something out like really really specific in here. So if there's something you're trying to avoid, like a highway or a railroad or something, you can draw something out specifically.
This is especially valuable too if you're in an area like Phoenix, certainly, where you'll be on one block and it's really nice homes, and you go one block over and there's a few dilapidated homes. So certainly whichever strategy, like whatever investment strategy you have, it's really nice to be able to highlight that specific area. Real quick, Landree, can you please show some of the new on-market filters that we have? So new listings, right? You want to see which listings are brand new to the market. If you have an on-market strategy, it's really nice to be able to see which ones are freshly on the market. And tired listings is a brand new one. It's properties that have been on the market for more than 45 days. So ones that aren't moving for some reason, and you're kind of like, I wonder if there's a distress factor on that particular property. Maybe I can call and see if I can negotiate, a lower price for that particular property. So those are some additional quick filters that we have added. The other thing I want to highlight is the photo list and table views over on the right side. These are super helpful depending on how you like to have your data organized. This is like every single property that you could possibly have available. You can view the details of any specific property. It allows you to look at it at a glance. So it's just a totally different way of viewing the properties that you have available to add into your lists. So once you've got your properties, right, you identify them, you save them to a list, which Landree already showed everyone. You can either skip trace them while they're being added to that list, or you can do it in the My List tab, and we've made it easier for you. So My List is where you manage all of your lists, all of your tags. You identify the best opportunities within those lists. You can upload and enrich outside records, and it can even be used as kind of like a mini CRM. So let's take a look at the new My Lists section. Landree, can you walk us through how someone might identify opportunities within their database and then take action on them?
Yeah, absolutely. So in My List, you guys will be able to filter and sort kind of like you've been able to in the past, kind of just moving some of those filters to other spots. But it's really easy to be able to, let's say like in my account, I have a little over 4,600 properties. This is a newer one, so I'm starting to gain more properties in here. But one of the great ways to identify certain things going on in your account is, of course, list stacking is still there, which you guys can do in property search. It's been there now for a while that you can stack lists there, but quick filters is like a tried and true method for people to see what data is being updated. It's been there before, but it gets missed out on sometimes where this stuff is actually enriching your saved data to be able to pull up a quick filter of, let's say, I had no idea that there are 1,100 vacant properties hiding in my account. I had no idea. Or, 115 that are going to auction. So easy to find those quick lists of the system actually updating your stuff. And if there is something specific in your account that you want to go find people that are on multiple lists in your database based on what you're pulling into your account, you can go and do that too within your filter option. So right here in this toggle button, you have your list and tags area, and you can easily find people on, 2+ lists that you had no idea were there, so that you could focus on the best opportunities hiding right under your nose. So let's just say like a minimum of 2 lists and a max of 3, just to give us a little bit of a range there. And I have 467 properties that are on at least 2 to 3 lists that I can go into and find those better opportunities than kind of just my bulk list, if you will. You guys all have a list and a tag count. That's been there before if you guys have been used to using that, but just a couple of the ways to easily find the opportunities that are hiding in front of you.
So BatchLeads is making it super easy to get all of your investing tasks done so much more efficiently. You talked a little bit about exporting. I wanted to highlight something else we've done here at BatchLeads. We've increased our export limits. We understand that you may want to send these leads to a CRM or email marketing program. So we've increased our export limits on all of our new plans. Essentially, we've doubled them. So if you have 10,000 leads per month on Personal Basic, now you're getting 20,000 exports. I don't know if everybody knew that, but it's a really, really great bump that we just made. You'll get 30,000 leads on Personal Plus. That means you get 60,000 exports and so on. So Team Basic gets some too. Quick recap. Here's what's new. You get up to 1,000 skip trace credits. You've got 9-cent skip tracing, more efficient workflows for property search in My Lists. You've got increased export limits. It's an amazing time to be a BatchLeads user. Now, if you're a legacy user or you don't have BatchLeads at all, now is absolutely the time to sign up. We've got a lot of really exciting stuff coming this year, and we don't want to tease it quite yet, but we've got some really cool features that we're going to start releasing over the next few months. Let's get into a little bit of Q&A. Nicole has a really great question. Is there a way to change the tired listings to more than 45 days to like 75 days? Yes, you can. Now, the cool thing is that this particular filter will automatically pop everything into your all filters section. Then you should be able to go in here and see days on market right down there. You can change that to 75, and that will give you all of the results that you are looking for. So that's kind of a really cool feature. Most of the quick filters that we have are just some sort of configuration of all filters. So anything that we've got in there, you can also put into your all filters, your advanced filters, and you can tweak it that way. So it's one really simple way to be able to do that. Are the 2 users on my team able to create a list that they can identify as their own? Lisa, they should be able to create their own lists if you have the permissions set up that way. However, all of the lists will go into kind of the same bucket in the same account. So everyone will be able to see those lists. Now, let's say that you're kind of a bigger outfit, you're a bigger company, and you need to have your own separate workspaces, so each person would have their own workspace with their own lists and their own account. We do have team plans for that kind of use case. It sounds like you probably just need them to be able to create their own lists, and yes, as long as you have their permissions set that way, they should be able to do that.
Yeah, and a quick side note with that too, with things that we've had in here for long time now with like your statuses, what I like to do is if people are doing that in your account, like let's say that everybody's contributing to your pre-foreclosure list and you don't necessarily want like a Sarah pre-foreclosure list and a John pre-foreclosure list and like all this stuff, utilize your statuses. A lot of people really like to use those for their team members, and I like to show people in your settings in data management, you can go and create a lead status and put like Sarah's name on it. So she can go at the end of the day and put like her own little status or tag on it. Like, hey, I added these ones, just so that you can have one list, but have people tagging things. That's another really popular way to do it if you want to keep things not too crazy.
A great question coming in from James. Is searching for a lead in my list still possible using phone numbers? James, yes, it is. It is a little bit hidden. We are working to get that surfaced a little bit better so you can see it. But for now, Landree, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Okay, so you're going to go into My List, and let's just say we're going to search for this person's phone number. You'll go to the little toggle right here where all of those filters are kind of hiding, and you'll just go into your More Filters area. So it's kind of right down here in this middle section, if you will. And then you'll just find the phone number. So once again, like Amy said, it's currently a little bit more hidden, and we've heard you guys on some of those really important things that you want to be able to pull up, and that is getting looked into for you guys to be able to search for it a little bit easier. But then you'll just type it in like you would before, but just in this section. So we'll find 623s type deal, and so on.
It's hidden, but once you know where it is, it's super easy to do. Sally asks, how often is distressed data updated? For instance, how often is tax delinquent properties updated? Sally, it all depends on where you are. Every location, every county assessor, every place that we get our data from updates differently. So I'm sorry to say that I don't have a straight answer for you. It's just going to depend on where you're located. But we tried to get it as quickly as possible. We work our booties off to try to get you the most accurate data as quickly as possible. So if it's available, we're going to give it to you.
Yeah, it's daily that we put it out and update our systems. But if counties aren't putting it out, then, we won't have it. So some counties I've seen are really good, and others I've heard from people that it's like pulling teeth to get this stuff, even like directly from them. It's crazy. So
yeah. This is a really good one from Esteban. How can I take advantage of all of these features and create a specific calling list to put it on Batch Dialer, giving priority for who to call if they're on multiple lists?
Now this is in Batch Dialer, just a side note. The only way would be through your lead scoring rules. And then in your campaign settings, there's an area that says, do you want to call people that have a higher or lower lead score first? And I believe we don't have a list area here just yet. People more use this for, like, let's say I uploaded a vacant list yesterday, and then I pulled a couple more vacants this morning, and I'm like, I really want to call the vacants I called today. People more use it in terms of when you uploaded somebody or how often you've called them, or if you've called them or not just yet. So what I would do is I would create just your list stacked list in BatchLeads and push it over to Batch Dialer and just have it noted on your list or your campaign, like these people are on 3+ list, and call that campaign first. That's what I would do.
Let's switch back over to BatchLeads. James is asking, when I search for a specific lead in my list using one address, I get multiple results. I'm not sure which one you're searching under, James. There's actually 2 ways to search addresses. One is the place where Landree is showing right now. You enter the address and it should show up. The other location is under the more filters section in the advanced filters. So I think it's going to depend on where you're looking for that. But if you're having additional issues, definitely reach out to Landree. I don't know if you're in the community. If you're not in the community, oh my gosh, you guys, you absolutely have to join the community. Landree is the absolute best at helping people learn BatchLeads, learn Batch Dialer, and meld the two together to get the best results. Some additional questions. Is there a way to mass text buyers on Batch? Now, this is kind of a double-edged sword here because there have been so many federal regulations around who you are allowed to text. There are all sorts of legal requirements. There are a whole bunch of issues. Can you text buyers within Batch? Yes, you can, is the short answer. The long answer is that you need to have a verified, paid-for account with Twilio, Plivo, Telnix, and some of them aren't accepting people in the real estate space anymore. So that's kind of an issue too. In any case, you can use BatchLeads as sort of an integration tool with your text messaging platform. But before you come on and do that and get approval for SMS, you need to make sure that you are signed up with integration partner and have everything squared away. Otherwise, you're going to get into some really complicated, annoying stuff. Somebody asked if we can pull users by age. The answer is yes. Yes, you can. Landree, show us how.
Okay, so in property search, just go to your area, kind of same deal. And in your all filters, it's right down here in the demographics. So I could pull somebody that's, at least 55 years old or whatever you're looking for right there.
She was also asking, what's the best list to pull right now? So that's going to be depends on your strategy, but that's what quick filters are for. They're going to help you get started real quickly, real easily. If your strategy is on market, let's say you don't want to go through the process of, let's say you're a long-term investor or doing Airbnbs and stuff like that. You can find really great on-market deals through our on-market deal finder quick filter, through those tired listings. There's a ton of opportunities to find on-market listings where you don't have to go in and negotiate with somebody who maybe, isn't ready to put their property on the market, but may have incentive to sell. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. If you don't already have BatchLeads, you can get a 7-day free trial by going to batchleads.io/community, and you'll find that in the chat here. It is an absolute game changer for our customers. Plus, you'll be able to join our community, like we've mentioned many times, and talk directly with Landree. Landree's on there. She's going to help so many of you become smarter investors. She's just absolutely amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you to everybody, and have a great Thursday.